What's up everybody, Gamerboy for Life here, and I am back for another hack client tutorial. As you can tell by the title of this video, we will be making a TabGUI. This has been a project long in the making, and I've gotten a bunch of requests for it, and I just haven't gotten to it, so I'm here today to do it. Now, I want to talk about a few things before I jump into the video, but if you're just here for the tutorial and you don't want to hear me running my mouth about stuff, you can I'll leave a timestamp on screen for you to jump to so you can just avoid all of this, so you don't have to hear me talking. Well, anyways, so as I am recording this, we are drawing really close to 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm like 30 subscribers off or something. I keep saying once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will release my Discord server to the public, and I'm thinking about also making a what's it called, gaming setup video, like just so you guys can see my workstation, because I made one back when I hit 100 subscribers, but that was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even longer, and my setup was garbage. Now I actually have a proper like battle station. I have more monitors, I have LEDs, foam, acoustic foaming, everything. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that. I am sorry about my upload schedule. It's just been crazy. I just have a lot of stuff going on with my life. I'm dealing with mental issues, and at the same time, like, I'm preparing to leave for boot camp. That's another thing I do want to talk about real quick. Coming May 31st, I am due to ship out to basic training for the United States Army. So when that date comes, you will not be seeing any videos from me for quite a few months. I do apologize in advance, but it's something I want to do with my life, and quite frankly, you guys are gonna have to deal with it. And I am sorry if it does affect you. I've noticed I've been getting a lot more attention on my YouTube channel due to these tutorial videos, and I do also want to point out, this isn't the only type of content I want to make. I do want to make gaming videos again, like I used to, but now that I know how to edit more properly, and my audio right now probably sounds horrible, but it's because I like hit my mic really hard, so I don't know how busted it sounds. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for being very patient with me throughout this whole journey, and I want to thank you for giving me the support on the channel through the like buttons, the views, the amount of subscribers I'm getting. I never in my life, like, 1,000 subs isn't really something, it's not a major accomplishment to most people, but to me, like, that means 1,000 people liked what I was doing and they subscribed to watch more, and that means the world to me. So I'm really excited. I hope we can hit 1,000 before I leave for basic training. Well, I've been mumbling on for a couple minutes now, so let's just jump straight into the tutorial now. So first off, we're going to create a new module inside of Render. I'm going to name this module the TabGUI. This is going to be a little different than the most of the modules we make around here. Oh, I gotta wait for this to build. But anyways, so back to what I was saying. It's going to be a little different than the modules we've made before, as we are actually going to be linking this module to start when our client starts. This is the only way I have found to really make this work, but there is other ways to do it. I guarantee someone in the description is going to be like, oh, why? Or someone in the comments is going to be like, oh, why didn't you do this or this or this? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I was just trying to throw something together, and quite frankly, this works with the client base we use. So I do want to point out that for this to work, I actually took some code from other YouTubers. I will leave their channel links in the description. I'm pretty sure it was Spike Hacks and Intent Store. I took their code and I kind of combined it together and changed it in my own way to make this work. But I do want to give them credit though, because like I said, I am using part of their code. As you can see, I do have my other client pulled up because I was testing to make sure this all works. So this is what we're going to be copying off of for this tutorial. And just while we get this working, I'm going to set this to be, or I'm going to set the toggled state to be true. So just while we're like messing with it, fine tuning everything, it's just on. So every time I launch Minecraft, I don't have to turn the module on. All right, so we got to change this to protected. That's fine, that won't break anything. And first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do public void, and we're gonna name this draw. Now, before we continue making anything in here, we're gonna go into our main client, and we're actually gonna initiate this with like our alt manager, our click GUI, and everything. So it has to be under the alt manager. We're gonna do public static tab GUI. I'm gonna name this HUD just for the sake of programming, because typing GUI is just a lot of things pop up for it. We're gonna come down here and do HUD. We'll make a new instance of our tab GUI class. Sorry, it's been a minute. I'm gonna be stumbling. All right, so now that we initiated it in our client, we actually have to initiate this inside of the Minecraft code. So we're gonna press Ctrl-Shift-R, and we're gonna look up GUI endgame. Now, there's been ways where people have linked this to, let's say, their GUI endgame hook. I was messing with it. For some reason with this client, I just can't get it to work. So we're gonna be doing it this way. Inside of GUI endgame hook, we're gonna scroll down to about line 350-ish. Yeah, so at 350, you should see these GL state managers. We're gonna go above these and type some things. Before we do this, I'm getting sidetracked. We need to go into module manager, and what we're gonna do is initiate this mod. So tab GUI. Normally I would put this under render, but I'm not doing that because as we add more modules, we're gonna how do I say this? These are like counted in order. So this would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So I want this to be 0 at all times, so we never have issues with this module. We're gonna go back into GUI endgame hook. We're gonna do if paradox or your client dot instance dot module manager dot get get modules dot get. That's what it was, and index will be 0. So we also have to put is toggled. I'll explain what this does in just a second. And so if these criteria are met, we're going to do GUI or paradox.instance.hud.draw. So basically what I'm saying in this statement is so paradox.instance.moduleManager.getModules, that grabs all the modules we have created, get and the index of 0, like I was just explaining. So the index, this is 0, and yeah, and we're saying it. So if it is toggled, it's going to run this, which is going to be the actual GUI. All right, so back to my other client real quick. All right, we're gonna come. There's one more thing we have to do. This was just so much work. I can't keep forgetting. We need to go inside of our category class and actually change a couple things. One, I'm gonna reorganize this just so these are all like so. Put a semicolon. We're gonna go down and do public string, and we're gonna set the string to just be named, well, name. We're gonna make a public integer called a module index inside of here. We're also gonna do category, and we're gonna initiate the string as name. And we're gonna set this dot name to equal the name variable we created. So after we do this, you can see there's actually errors. We need to add the actual names. So this will be combat, this will be movement, this will be player, render, and miscellaneous. Alright, now we can get started on our TabGUI class. So before we actually start typing in here, we're going to come up here and just create a couple methods. One's going to be a public integer, and we're going to name this current tab. So this will keep track of the current tab we are on. We're going to make a public boolean, so a true or false statement, and we're going to call it expanded. Alright, so now we can get started. So public void draw, we're going to set it so if this is toggled, then it's going to actually draw everything. I don't know if you guys knew this. I just found this out recently. If you press Control Shift F, it formats your code for you. So like, if anything doesn't look right, just press Control Shift F and it will reformat it to make it look nice. Jesus, we're already 10 minutes into the recording and I haven't even started. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be a long video, so just be prepared. Alright, so we're gonna do GUI.draw rectangle. We're gonna do these numbers you're gonna have to mess with to match your screen. I'm just gonna put these numbers in there and then I'll load up Minecraft and show you what all it does. 6, 7, alrighty. And alright, so now that that's done, we're gonna load Minecraft as debug. So now that we're loading into the world, oh, come on. Let me resize this for you guys. Okay, so as you can see, we have this box now, which I like the positioning of this. So let me show you. So if we change the 5 to a 2, that changes its starting X coordinate. I like it starting at 5. This one is how like far down Y it starts. I like it about, I think it's like 5 or 10 pixels below like our logo. I can't remember what all these do. I think this is like the width of it. Yeah, I did 60. And then this is the total height. So we can make it not existent basically. Because this number needs to be bigger than this number basically. So 90 was good. That fit my modules in when I did a test run of this. And this color code basically makes this a little transparent. All right, so we're gonna go down. We're gonna do public, or we're just gonna make an integer, name it count, and set this to 0. This will just help. We're gonna do for category as C. We're gonna do category dot values. So the values are those tags we created, as in like combat, render, etc. So whatever all of your things are. So once it's in here, we're gonna do wrapper.fontRender.drawString. The string text is gonna be c.name, so the name of the category. The positioning, I'm gonna put this at 10x 25 plus count times 13 for y. I'm just gonna make it in white. Again, mess with those numbers to see what you like. So as soon as I press Control S, oh, yeah, it has all of our categories on here. It's just we forgot to add. We need the count plus plus. There we go. So now we have all of our categories on here. I just jumped the gun and created this, but I completely forgot. We need to set it so if the categories are expanded, then it will draw these. So yep, that explains a lot more. Under here, we're gonna do category as category equals category dot values. And after this, we're gonna do brackets and type the current tab, which we created. All right, so that does that. We're gonna go down and make a list. We're gonna initiate module. We're gonna name this modules, and this will make a new instance of paradox.instance.module Oh, I completely forgot to create another method for you guys. I'm just jumping the gun today. All right, so we're gonna go inside of our module manager class. This is probably gonna crash as soon as I start typing. I'm gonna create this near the top. Yep. So right under miscellaneous, I'm gonna do a public static list. We're gonna initiate module, and we're gonna name this get modules by category. We're gonna initiate category as C. And then inside of here, we're gonna do list modules, and this will make a new array list of modules. All right, so now we got to import these things. The array list will already be imported, but for list, we're gonna do java.util. It's gonna give us an error until we finish this. We're gonna do for module m paradox.instance.moduleManager.getModules. So For this method, we're going to do if m.category equals c. We're going to do modules.add m. And category is going to give us an error because we need to change it. Yep, we got to change. Just click the first option. Yep, terminate. I knew it was going to crash. All right, so now, where am I at? All right. We're going to come down here and just type return modules because it needs a return statement. And this is still giving me an error. Public static list. So yeah, I think I just forgot a squiggly bracket, and we can get back to our TabGUI now. So module manager dot get modules by category. Now we can select that, and all we're gonna type in here is category now. Yep. All right, now we gotta import the list. Oh, just making sure I unmuted my mic. All right. So there's actually something I want to add here. We're gonna do if modules.size equals 0. So if there's no modules inside of a category, it's not going to, it's just going to return and follow the code. It's not going to expand the box because there's no modules in it. It'll just crash your game. All right, so now after we've done this, we can draw another rectangle. So let me rerun debug. I'll be right back. All right, so now that we're back in here, what we're doing right here is, I'm pretty sure this is creating little, oh no, we're doing that next. Okay, I lied, ignore me. What we're gonna do here is GUI.draw a rectangle. I'm gonna do 60, 23 plus the category.module index and multiply this by 13. We're gonna set D to 7 plus 50. This will be 34 plus the category dot module index, and color. This is completely up to you guys. I'm gonna do 0xFF 47 0275. Just Google a code, and because what this will do is absolutely nothing yet, because we gotta finish it off. We're gonna go down, we're gonna type count equals 0 for module m as modules. We're gonna do wrapper.font_render.draw string with shadow. The text will be m.name, m.name. That was weird. We're gonna do 63. Change this to be 25 plus our count and multiply that variable by 13. And the color will be -1. Nope, that's fine. Okay, it's running debug. I don't want debug. Why is it giving me in there? Okay, this crashed. Alright. I should have knew it would crash doing that. Anyways, continuing on the code, we're just going to go down and do count ++ and finish it off. I need to actually terminate this process real quick so we can continue. It's console, yep. But, alright, now it should let me. Oh, well, first off, that needs to be outside. There we go. Now we can change the name to be protected instead of private. And it wants it as public. So why wouldn't it just tell me? Alright, anyways, there we go. Okay, so this actually does something cool. I'm gonna relaunch debug and show you. So what we basically just did, we finished setting up. So when we do get to expanding these are gonna be the variables, which I will run through later when we actually set it up to be able to do that. Something I did forget to do because we didn't have the variable yet. Oh, let me just... I hate having more than one monitor. Okay, we're gonna come up here and do GUI.draw another rectangle. For me, I'm gonna put this at 8, 23 plus the current tab, multiply by 13, change this to 7 plus 50, E will be 34 plus current tab times 13. Yep, and the color will then be 0xFF470275. I need to change this because that's supposed to be plus. Yep, alright, so what this does, it highlights our current category. Like, we can't move it yet, but trust me, it will move. I promise you. So yep, right now we have our current category highlighted and everything. So what these do, for example, if I change this to be 22, this is the height. I did plus current tab because that would just keep track of, it'll just make sure it's like properly centered with the text. I forgot what some of these numbers do. Oh yeah, this is just the length. I made it the length just long enough so it's even on both sides when it jumps down to the longest category, which is movement. This one is, yeah, it's just, I think, another height thing. Yeah, I think it's at what, 33? No, 34. Yep. And yep, alright. So now we're basically done with the visual part of it. Now it's the long part. This is almost like 60 lines of code. We actually have to create a program, or we have to create something to be able to select, like using our arrow keys, like going up and down and stuff. We got to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is come down here. We're going to go about here because we need to be outside of this draw method. In here, we're going to make a public void. We're going to name this key pressed. We're going to initiate the integer of k. Now I can terminate this because this is just going to be a lot of code. Alright, so before we continue, we're going to open up minecraft.java. We're going to look for paradox. We're going to go down to the other onKey method we had, but right here we're going to do paradox.instance.hud.keyPressed and initiate k. So now it will let us use k in here. So first off, we're just going to create a couple hooks. I don't know the proper word for it, I just know it works. category equals category.values. What we're doing is just pulling the names basically, and pulling the names of the categories and setting it to a tab. That's what we're doing. We're gonna do list, or screw this, I'm just gonna copy and paste it because we have it up here. We're basically just taking these two lines from here and putting it down here. There we go. And now I'm gonna type switch. Okay. Now this is where things get confusing. Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. I'm just gonna create a big gap here for us to program in. So under switch k, we're gonna do case keyboard dot key underscore up. We're gonna start with the up key. So if we press up, we're gonna have it as well. So if it is expanded, and if the category dot module index is greater than 0, then we're gonna set the category module index. We're gonna set this to equal size, or modules dot size minus 1. But this just makes everything fit when we actually open it up. We're gonna come down, type else category dot module index minus minus. Alright, so after we do this, we're gonna go down here, or sorry, else. I cannot freaking think today, my brain's dead. We're gonna do another else statement. Instead of here, we're gonna do if the current tab is greater than 0, then the current tab will equal the category length. So we're going to do category dot values dot length minus 1. And another else statement, current tab minus minus. Okay, I know this was a lot to take in. Good news, it's basically just copy and pasting from here. So we're gonna get rid of this stuff. Well, after current tab, we need to go down one more and type break. Now I can copy and paste all this code basically right down here. Change this to be down. So if we click down instead, I lied. All this stuff's gonna be different. We're gonna do if category dot module index is less than 0. Or sorry, it's just hard like copying from another client. Well, from my other client. That's what it's supposed to be. So if the module index is less than the module like size, well, -1, because I forgot exactly what it is. It's just when it prints on screen, it has like an invisible character after it, so that's why we type -1, because it removes that negative character. So if this is true, we're gonna do category dot module index and set it to 0. We're gonna do else category dot module index plus plus instead of minus minus. We're gonna come down and do another else statement. Inside of here, we're gonna do if the current tab is less than category dot values dot length minus 1. So if this is true, we're gonna do current tab and set it to 0. One more else statement for this method. I forgot the friggin' controls for this. There we go. So here we're gonna type else current tab plus plus, come down here, and or here, Control Shift F. That just formats it all. That looks much nicer. We're gonna come down from here and type break. Yep. All right. So now that we break for the right, I don't think any of this is actually lined up, but we're just gonna program it, and if we have errors, well, we will fix it. We're gonna come down and do case keyboard dot key underscore right. So if we press right, we're gonna do if the module is expanded, or if it's expanded and modules dot size does not equal 0. So this will permit us, or it'll prevent us from opening a category that doesn't have modules in it, because that can crash your game. We're gonna do module equals modules dot get the category module index. So now we just create a local variable called module. We're gonna do if the module dot name equals, I put a exclamation point, so this is basically saying if the module name, as long as it doesn't equal the TabGUI, then we can continue. Otherwise, if we don't put this in here, we can disable the TabGUI within the TabGUI, and it just creates bad times. We're gonna do module.toggle. Alright, so this will toggle the modules, but guess what? We need some else statements. So we're gonna do else module if modules.size does not equal 0. So once again, if it's as long as there is mods in there and expanded equals true, then we're gonna do category.module index and set it to 0. This will basically just let us return to the last point where we were at, which I will show you in a minute. It's just easier if I type this all out and then explain it. All right, so last one, this is the easiest one. We're gonna do another break. We're gonna do case keyboard dot key underscore left So if we press left, we're just going to set expanded to false, and that's it. Plus Control Shift F. There we go. It formatted all the code now. So now if we press Control S and run it, we should have a working TabGUI. So I'll be right back. Alright, so let's see. If I press right, it opens it up. Oh, yep, it's letting us select everything, but I done goofed, because look. See that? It's not actually moving the cursor over. But yeah. Blush me! It's pretty much working. So something I haven't figured out is when we draw this secondary box, I had to set it to 190. So let's say I change this to like 50. The box is small. So 190 makes it so if we go inside of the movement, we have all these in here. But I can't figure out how to make the box auto adjust. So if you do figure that out, let me know in the comments, because I will even show it off. I'll give you a shout out in my next video for it. Like, I genuinely couldn't figure it out. I spent like 20 minutes trying to figure it out. And I know it's not a lot of time, but yeah, it is what it is. But I need to figure out why this isn't working properly. So we're going to come back to our code. I'm going to scroll up. All right. So this, I think, is it this one? Is it this number? Nope, that's the text. I don't want to move the text. It's down here. So if it gets expanded, yep, right here. Oh, I forgot to add another 58 to this. So now if we expand it, that somewhat fixed it. So now the first one is, but I actually don't think 58 is enough. Let me try 59. 60. Yep, that way the full text is covered. Now I need to figure out why when I go down it's not doing what it's supposed to. And I figured it out. 34 plus category module index multiplied by 13. Alright. So let's, there we go. So yeah, let me just enlarge this for you guys. We do have a working TabGUI. So let me do game rule or game mode 0. If we go to movement, as you can see, we can go up and down. We can just keep scrolling. Why is there a baby zombie? Hold on, I'm setting this to peaceful. All right, so let's try it. No fall. As you can see on the top right, it is toggling it. Jetpack's working. Glide. Light is working. Hands are off the keyboard. I'm just auto running. Like, I shouldn't have to explain this to you guys. You guys, I bet you know what these modules do, because I already demonstrated them. All right, so now if we want to turn it off, just click to the right on them, and it turns it all off. Something I do want to figure that out though, because I don't like how, let's say like player, it doesn't have that many modules in it, and I hate how it keeps going down. And like if I go to add another module into movement, it's just, I'm gonna have to make it even longer. But yeah, real quick, I do not like how TabGUI does appear in the top right, because I mean, it is a module. Technically, we can turn it off, because the way we have it set up, we can turn it off and on. But I don't know, I'll probably just leave it, because I think TabGUI will always stay at the top. Yeah, it will always stay at the top. Well, that's it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I am so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. Come on, help me out. My birthday is on the 28th of April, and the time of recording this, it is the 13th. So, who knows? Let's hit 1,000 subs before my 18th birthday. And yeah, I think that really is all I have for this. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry, I like to drag stuff on and on. And yeah, I just appreciate all the support you guys have given me. And until then, I will see you guys all in the next video. Give me just recommendations on what you would like me to make for the next video, and I'll see you then. Peace out.